What's up everybody, Nick here, back again with another video. Today, I want to talk about WWE 2K22, and in this video I'm going to be going over the questions that I have going into this game, and what I expect. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into all my questions going into WWE 2K22. My first question going into WWE 2K22 is, what will The Undertaker's role be in the game this year? Because, to be honest with you guys, I'm expecting him to be maybe a cover athlete. Maybe there will be a Legends edition and he'll be the cover athlete of that. Because as you know, this year he retired. He had that speech at Survivor Series. At least WWE is making us think that he's retired fully now. And he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. Will this be the year where we get a full Undertaker showcase of every WrestleMania match he's ever had? Or will we get some type of defeat the streak mode like in 2K14? And will Undertaker be on a cover or the cover if there's only one style of the game? That's my first question going into 2K22 is, what is Undertaker's role in the game? My next question is regarding to CM Punk. As you know, last year he was on WWE Backstage for a little bit. And I don't know if that show got canceled or what. Maybe it's back. I'm not sure. I haven't kept up with it. But this might mean that Punk is able to be in a wrestling game for the first time since 2K15. And look, I know a lot of people say that we should just download the cause and we'll be fine with that. But honestly, man, I really want CM Punk back in the game, and I want to use his actual in-game face scan. And no disrespect to anyone in the community creations, because I'm not good at creating cause at all. But let's face it, man. There's a difference between cause and actual WWE superstars in the game. You can tell which is a CAW and what is not. And that's not saying there aren't good CM Punk CAWs. But I really do think CM Punk should be back in the game with his actual face scan and stuff like that. So my second question is, what is CM Punk? Is CM Punk going to have anything to do with this game in 2K22? Next question, has 2K worked on and improved on and added to the overall Universe Mode experience? Because I'm sure you guys have realized and known Universe Mode hasn't got a proper update in years, bro. Years. And I'm talking things like new types of rivalries in a draft. Like, I'm so tired of making 1-on-1 and 2v2 rivalries, man. Give us something different. Give us triple threat rivalries, fatal 4-way rivalries, elimination chamber rivalries, money in the bank rivalries, ladder match rivalries. Give us something different, man. Like fatal 5-way rivalries. Just give us all these types of rivalries, please. Stop giving us just 1 versus 1 and 2 versus 2. It's so bland and boring now. And a draft, man, a draft is long overdue in Universe Mode. When you think of Universe Mode, you think of a draft, and we desperately need that. So I'm hoping that 2K truly fixed and maybe even completely overhauled Universe Mode. We'll have to wait and see, though. Next up, how does Next Gen fit with WWE 2K22? Now, I know, I believe last year some people were starting to talk about the possibility that 2K just makes 2K22 for current gen, which is fine because I have a PS5. Either way, I'm going to be playing the game on Next Gen, because those who don't know or don't have a system yet, you can play most PS4 games on the PS5 anyways. So either way, I'm going to be playing it on the PS5. The question is, will 2K actually use the PS5 and use that new engine to help maybe, for example, add matches like War Games? And since we're on the topic of matches, that's my next question. Have they finally added new match types back, like special guest referee, I Quit matches, buried alive matches? And again, what about War Games? I mean, on the PS5, it might be easier to implement War Games. And listen, implementing a War Games match, it won't be easy, but it could be worth it, man. So, are we getting these new match types in? Hopefully. Also, while on the topic of Next Gen, will there be a noticeable difference between current gen and Next Gen? Or will it just be pretty much the same, except on Next Gen there might be slightly better graphics? That's my question. Is there going to be a difference between the two generations? We'll have to find that out too. Now, I'm not sure which 2K it was where they added fighting in the crowd back and it returned. I think it was either WWE 2K17 or 18. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And that was a cool feature. And now we're in 2021, and I'm wondering when's 2K gonna start expanding and finally letting us fight in the crowd and up the stairs, man. 2K, in real life, there's certain matches where wrestlers are allowed to fight up the stairs, and I think it would create some more intense and cool matches. Like fighting in the barricade area, that's cool and all, but it's kind of played out. You haven't really expanded since you brought it back in 17 or 18. So I think it's time to allow us to start fighting up the stairs in the crowd, like in the actual crowd. I think that would be cool too. Next up is not really a concern for me because I'm not really a my career ahead in wrestling games. I play wrestling games to wrestle, man. If I want to play my career, I'll go to NBA 2K or Madden. But honestly, I get why people like 2K my career in WWE games. It's cool, but have they learned from their mistakes from 2K20, man? Because I'm not even a wrestling game my career player, and I know that whatever they gave us in 2K20, it just was not up to par at all. That was pretty disgraceful and a slap in the face. Hopefully they improved the experience and made it like more branching type storylines, because let's face it, the best things about my careers in any sports games is the branching storylines and the choices, giving players the choice. And I think that's where 2K failed for WWE 2K20. So hopefully, I'm hoping they improve the my career experience for you my career players out there. Have 2K added back certain creation modes that haven't returned since 2K14? For example, create a finisher or create a story. Now 2K, everybody wants these two modes back. I can't say everyone for a story designer. I want it back, but for sure create a finisher should return. Hopefully they have these back, but I don't know. But these are the two things I'm most skeptical about when it comes to 2K22. I don't know if these will be in it, but hopefully. Next up is more of a random one. This one doesn't really affect me either way. I'm just really generally curious. Did 2K make this game with the thought process of what's going on in the world today? For example, did they create arenas inspired by the Thunderdome, or did they make certain backstage brawls inspired by things like the Firefly Funhouse or the Boneyard match? Will those two matches even be included? I'm just generally curious. This doesn't really matter to me. I'm just curious about this part. Next up is in regards to the roster, and to be honest, this is my opinion on the roster going into 2K22. I could see the roster going one of two ways. Either one, this could be the best roster we've seen in years with the amount of new additions we could see, or two, it could feel very lackluster with the names we're losing. I mean, with what happened earlier this year with the contracts that expired, or wrestlers that got fired during the middle of what was happening in the world in the wrestling business last year, or maybe even just, for example, EC3 wanted to go to Impact, like talents wanted to go to other promotions, whatever it was. Certain wrestlers were in 2K19 and 2K20 that will not be in 2K21 because of certain reasons. And I wrote down a list of names that we could be losing. Eric Young, veterans like Matt Hardy, Sting, Jake Roberts, Kurt Angle, because Kurt Angle, he got fired too. Younger talents like EC3, tag teams like The Revival, The Club, AOP. Now, I know a lot of people don't like those types of tag teams, but those three tag teams right there, The Club, AOP, and The Revival, they are really good tag teams and can be used in, let's say, a universe mode tag team division. So that those are three major blows to anyone's tag team division in 2K22. And then you got guys like Matt Hardy again, who's a veteran, but he's in AEW now. Like, we're losing a lot of names. Rusev, now, about Rusev, a lot of people don't like Rusev, and in real life, WWE treated him like crap. But Rusev had so much potential, even like going back to earlier in his career in the WWE with the whole America vs. Bulgaria segment and storyline. Rusev has always had some potential, in my opinion. He has badass heel written all over him, and he got fired last year and went to AEW, so that's a big blow in my opinion too. And then you got enhancement jobbers like Zack Ryder and Heath Slater, who, hey, not everyone uses them, but they are some good enhancement talent for your universe mode big stars. But, whatever, man. But at the same time of us losing all those guys, I also have a list of potential guys we could be gaining Guys like Omos, he's with AJ Styles now. Retribution, all the members there. MVP returned this year. Carlito returned at the Royal Rumble. John Morrison will be cool to have back. Blackheart, she'll be cool. Imperium, it'll be cool to have Walter in the game, I'm not going to lie. He will be a cool guy to play as. Damian Priest, guys like that. There could be some good new additions too. I just hope it balances out to the people we lost, because some of the people we lost, again, like Matt Hardy, AOP, The Club, Kurt Angle potentially, Rusev, Sting, EC3, these guys are pretty good, and I wish they didn't have to go, but, it is what it is. I just hope the roster is good this year in 2K22. Also, on the topic of superstars on the roster and legends, a couple months ago, I believe, Patrick Gilmore said on Twitter one of their major focuses for this year is actually to have more legends, and I don't know what that means, but I guess my next question going into 2K22 is how many more new legends can we expect for 2K22? If you said the one major focus was the roster and adding new legends, what could that mean? Who could we see? That's a big question mark for me. Is this going to be the first ever wrestling game where we actually get live updates this year? I'm talking about new championships, attires, pay-per-view logos, and attributes, and a potential power ranking system. It kind of blows my mind that this still isn't a thing, but I understand why 2K hasn't really got to it yet. But this year, we could actually probably be seeing a potential power ranking system, for example, or like attires, like Roman Reigns turning heel and changing his attire and gimmick. Guys like that. New championships like the 24/7 championship. Basically every year when 2K announces their game around WrestleMania season, by the fall that year, usually the game is already outdated and the game hasn't even been out for a week yet and it's already outdated. So maybe this year would be the perfect opportunity for them to work on live updates to the game, and I think it would be cool. Is this the year we finally don't get daily download limits anymore? Like for the past couple years, we've only been able to download 20 things a day. Honestly, I don't get why there's a limit to download every day. I should be able to download whatever I want, whenever I want, how many I want every day. I just don't understand, man. Also, the created superstar slots, man. Another thing that bugs me is the attires taking up another spot. What about these slots, 2K? Please focus. Hey, man, 2K. What about them ladders? Am I going to be able to put, and the tables, am I going to be able to put them where I want this year? Or are you going to make me center in the ring every time so I can't have any good spots in my matches? Please, 2K, let me put the weapons where I want. Please, I'm begging you for this one. And finally, last but not least, will this finally be the generation where wrestling games skyrocket once again and get back to being on top? I hope so, man. I'm wishing 2K good luck. I hope 2K takes my ideas and other 2K YouTubers, like WWE wrestling YouTubers' advice. They don't even know who I am. No one knows who I am. So I just hope they listen to guys like Viking Size Gamer, like all these people that try to give them my ideas. So yeah, hopefully WWE 2K22, hopefully it makes wrestling games rise once again, and I'm hoping for a good product. It's been your boy Nick. If you like this video, please like, comment, sub if you're new. What are your questions for WWE 2K22, and what do you want in WWE 2K22? Let me know, man. It's been your boy. I'm out for now. Have a good day. Stay safe. Peace.